Good morning, friends. In the last lectures, we studied design procedures for clamp couplings or compression couplings, and we did one problem related with the design of the compression couplings. That's why today also I am continuing some of the problems. So that's why you can more familiar with the design of the compression couplings, because in the examinations may be asked design above the mop couplings and design above the compression couplings, design above the pin bush flexible couplings or design above the rigid couplings, that is lengthy as compared to design above the mop couplings, solid mop couplings, and design above the split mop couplings. So that's why I am taking problems related with the design above the split mop couplings. Today's first problems, please note down. It is required to design a split mop coupling to transmit 50 kilowatt power. I will use this space for given data. Power at 120 RPMs. The shaft key and clamping bolts are made of plain carbon steel sigma YT 30 C8 material given 30 C8. This is the designations above the material, plain carbon steel. Sigma YT equal to 400 megapascal. The yield strength in compression is 150% of tensile yield strength. Yield strength the factor of safety for shaft keys and coupling is 5. The number of clamping bolts, is 8. The coefficient of frictions between shaft and coupling is 0.3. First bit, calculate the input and output sharp. Second bit, specify the length and diameter of coupling. Third bit, diameter of slew holes. Third bit, find out the diameter of the diameter of bolts. Assuming that power is transmitted by friction. Fourth bit, specify bolt diameter using standard empirical relation. Specify, fifth bit, specify the key and check the dimensions for and check the dimensions for shear and compressive stresses. Criteria. This is mentions criteria. So this is complete problem, and what is given? Sigma YT, factor of safety, first power 50 kilowatt, RPM 120, 400 megapascal, factor of safety 5. Material for the coupling is not mentioned and no necessary, because no need of the checking up of the couplings, because this is holes. Clamping bolts, N equal to 8, mu equal to 0.3. Now relations, here sigma T equal to 400 divided by 5, this is equal to 80 megapascals, and crushing stress equal to 1.5 times 80 means this is 120 megapascals. So this is sufficient data. Now we'll solve these problems. I split hairs in 4 parts because limitations of the space. First step, according to the input shaft, design input and output shaft. This is first step. P equal to, by using formula 2 pi n t divided by 60 into 10 to the power 6, t equal to 60 into 10 to the power 6 multiplied by powers 50 divided by 60 into this is 2 pi RPMs 120, torque equal to (60 into 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 50 and divided by 2 divided by pi divided by 120, 3.9788 10 to the power 6 unit Newton mm. So that's why by using formula tau equal to 16t divided by pi d cube and d equal to cube under root 16 multiplied by 3.9788 10 to the power 6 and divided by pi into shear stress equal to this is 80 means this is 40, d equal to divided by pi divided by 40 and cube under root. This is equal to 79.71 approximately. For rounding figures, I consider this is d equal to 80 mm. So it is next steps, step seconds, specify the length and diameters. Length and diameter of the sleeves. Length equal to capital EL equal to, by using relations 3.5D, 3.5 into 80. 80 means this is 24 and plus this is 280 mm and d equal to diameters, outer diameter of the sleeves. This is equal to, by using relations 2.5D, 2.5 into 80, 160 plus 40 and this is 200 mm. Alright, second steps over. No need to check. Third steps is the find out diameter of the bolt, assume power transmitted by frictions. Now step third. So for step third, use relation sigma t equal to P divided by area. P1 is the force acting on each bolts. This is equal to area into sigma t. Area equal to pi by 4 d1 squares and sigma t equal to 80. This is clear? But here's P1s, this is also unknown and D1s is unknown. So that's why D1 is the diameter of the bolts. P1 equal to force actings. So here's what is formula? Fn d divided by 2 plus Fn frictional force d divided by 2, and this is Fn d. N equal to, because this is clamping force acting and this is frictional force. Here two frictional force and this is clamping force on the from the top side and from the bottom sides. So that's why this is N normal force Fnd. So N equal to, what is formula? Force acting on the each bolts. So that's why P1 into N, and 2 number of the because 50% of the bolt shared by the input shaft and input coupling and 50% output couplings. So that's why divided by 2. So N equal to, or P1 equal to what we relations, or by puttings, otherwise yes, N equal to normal force, or P1 equal to, P1 equal to 2 no. So this is Fn, this is torque acting equal to, that's why torque equal to Fn d, and Fn equal to P1 into N divided by 2 into d. This is clear? Torque equal to 3.9788 into 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 2 divided by this coefficient of frictions 0.3, and d equal to diameters, this we already calculate 80, and N is the number of bolts. We can calculate P1s, and suppose this is equation first. P1 equal to 3.9788 into 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 2 divided by 0.3 divided by 80 divided by 8, and this is P1 directly. P1 equal to 41,445 Newton. P1 equal to. Now put, by putting P1s in equation first, 41,445, this is equal to pi by 4 d1 squares multiplied by 80, d1 equal to under root, directly I am writing 4 into 41,445 divided by pi and divided by 80. d1 is the diameters. So this is find out the diameter of the bolts, assuming that power is transmitted by the frictions. 4 divided by pi and divided by 80, and this is under root. So that's why this is, I got 25.68 mm. Suppose this is standard 28 mm. Right? Now, by using standard empirical relations, and this is step 4, standard empirical relation, d1 equal to diameter of the bolts, since d is greater than 55, so that's why here we can use relations 0.15 D plus 15 D1, 0.15 into 80 plus 15 D1 equal to plus 15. So this I got 27, so approximately 28 mm. So this is diameter of the bolt. Now you can say diameter of the bolt is equal to 28 by using both relations. What is next steps? Step 5th, key, design of the key. Now width equal to D by 4, 80 by 4, 20 mm, thickness equal to D by 6, 80 divided by 6 means 40 divided by 3, and 40 divided by 3 means 13.33. This is correct. 80 divided by 6, right. Now for shear stress, for checking purpose, what is formula? 2T divided by DWL, 7 point, this is 3.9788 10 to the power 6 divided by D equal to 80, width equal to 20, length equal to capital L equal to 280. So that's why L equal to, directly I am taking now, this is 140. This is small L, 140, 50% above the length, that is for input shaft, and 50% remaining length for output shaft. And this should be less than 40. 3.9788 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 2 divided by 80 divided by 20 divided by 140. This is equal to 35.52 megapascals, means this is safe for shear strain. And similarly for crushing strain, this is formula 40 divided by DTL, 3.9788 10 to the power 6 divided by 80, 13.33, length equal to 140. 3.9788 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 4 divided by 80 divided by 13.33 and divided by 140. So this I got 106.60 megapascals, means you can say design is safe for key. So this is your complete solutions or complete design of the problems. So what are the important dimensions? D equal to 80 mm, this is input and output shaft. Length above the sleeves or holes, this is equal to 280 mm, outer diameter 200 mm. So this is important, 200, this is 280, and this is 80, this is 280, this is 200 mm, D1 equal to 28 mm by using both relations, and this is 20 mm dimensions above the keys. So this is your required dimensions above the compression couplings. This is the first problems. We'll solve next problems. Design a clamp coupling to transmit 30 kilowatt at 100 RPM. The allowable shear stress for the shaft and key is 40 megapascal, and the number of bolts and the number of bolts connecting the two holes are 6. This is given in the problems. This is 6. So actually this is 4, 8, but this is given 6. So we can use this is at the joint above the two shafts and equally shared, means 3, 3. The permissible shear stress this is tensile given. Tensile stress for the bolt is 70 megapascals. And the coefficient of the frictions, the coefficient of friction between shaft and coupling, between split muff, between shaft and split muff surface may be taken as 0.3. For these problems, descriptive theory is small, so we can use more space to solve the problems. But this is design problems, means actually all the design procedures, by following all the design procedures. That's why I am considering here all design steps. First steps, design of input and output shaft. What is formula? P equal to 2 pi nt divided by 60 into 10 to the power 6, T equal to 60 into 10 to the power 6 multiplied by P divided by 2 pi N's 60 into 10 to the power 6, P equal to power which is to be transmit 40 kilowatt, and this is 2 pi, RPMs equal to 100, T equal to 60 into 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 40 divided by 2 divided by pi and divided by 100. This is equal to 3.819 into 10 to the power 6 Newton mm. This unit is important. Now by using relations tau equal to, this is well known formula for solid shafts, D equal to cube under root 16 into 3.819 10 to the power 6 divided by pi, tau equal to for the bolt is 70, so that's why sigma T divided by 2 we can consider, this is 35 megapascals, 35, D equal to 16. We are assuming material same, assume material same for bolt, shafts and keys, divided by pi divided by 35, this is equal to 82.22. So why this diameter is increased? Because RPM is less. Suppose this is equal to 90 mm. Now step second, important dimensions, capital D equal to 2.5 D, and this is 90, 2 into 0.5 into 90, 180 plus 45, 225, length equal to 3.5 D, 3 into 90, 270 plus 45, 315 mm, capital L, and small l equal to 315 divided by 2, this is equal to 157.5 mm, right? So what is next steps? Step 3, diameter of bolt, using empirical relation. What is empirical relations? D1 equal to 0.15 D plus 15, since diameter this is greater than 55, 90 plus 15, D equal to this is 28.5. So that's why I increase standard dimensions, this is 32 mm, and by using frictions between shaft and mop surface, So what is the relations? P1 or sigma t equal to basic formula P1 divided by pi by 4 d1 squares, and P1 equal to always use basic formulas, and this is d1 P1 equal to, how you can calculate, n equal to P1's force acting on each bolts multiplied by number of bolts divided by 2, and torque equal to F and D. That's why we can put here P1 into N divided by 2 into D, or P1 equal to 2T divided by F N multiplied by D, 2 into 3.819 10 to the power 6, coefficient of the frictions 0.3, number of the bolts given 6, D equal to 90. This is the force acting, this is the force actings, or this is because of force acting, this is the tensile force acting, means yes, clamping, and this resist the torque, means this force is sufficient, that much sufficient to accommodate the torque. So that's why 3819 into 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 2 divided by 0.3 divided by 6 divided by 90. So this value 47148 Newton. So this much is the axial force acting on the each bolt. Now by using these relations, this is 47148 pi by 4 d1 squares sigma t equal to, this is given 70, d1 equal to multiplied by 4 divided by pi divided by 70, right? Multiplied by 4 divided by pi and divided by 70, and this is under root, and this is also I got d1 equal to 29.28 mm, means, and this d1 by using standard empirical is 32 or 28.5. So d1 equal to, we can finalize, this is 32 mm diameters of the bolt, right? And checking purpose, step 4th, design of key and checking. Width equal to d by 4, 90 by 4, and this is 17.5 mm. Thickness equal to d by 6, 90 divided by 6 means 45, is 15. This is correct, this is wrong, and this is 90 divided by 4 means this is 22.5, and this is 15 mm, correct? Tau equal to, now by using 2 into, directly I am calculating 3.819 10 to the power 6 divided by directly putting 90, width 22.5, length equal to L equal to 3.5 divided 315 means this is L equal to, already consider this 157.5, 3.819 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 2 divided by 90 divided by 22.5 divided by 157.5, and this is equal to 2394 megapascals. Write its unit. Unit is important, otherwise this is meaningless. And this is 3.819 into 10 to the power 6 divided by 90, and this is 15, this is 157.5. 3.819 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 4 divided by 90 divided by 15, 157.5, and this is equal to 71.84 megapascals. This design is safe for key also. This is your complete solutions about the problems. Now you are familiar with the design procedures about the completion couplings. We'll start second design about the third type of the couplings is the flange coupling. Design about the flange couplings. Now you understand how we can solve the problems related with the compression couplings. So clamp couplings, and this is also a rigid type of the couplings. Third type of the couplings is the rigid type of the couplings. Fourth type of the rigid coupling is the marine coupling. Flange coupling. Today we will see only flange couplings. So how the flange coupling is seen, and what are the important dimensions about the flange couplings, and how we can design the design of the bolts for this class. So after that I will repeat design procedures for the flange couplings in the next class, and we will solve problems related with the design of the couplings in the next class. So today we will see only how the coupling is seen and what are the advantages about this flange coupling. Input shaft, suppose this is input shaft, and output shaft. Some of the clearance, that clearance may be 2 mm, 1 mm, 2 mm, 3 mm, 4 mm, 5 mm. And this is flange or hub. And dimensions above the hub. Here's two type of the couplings, is the protected type flange couplings, and another is the unprotected type of the flange couplings. This is for protected type flange couplings. And this is for bolt. Suppose suppose this is bolt, this is threaded portions, this is nut. So this may be joined together. So actually this is joined together. Because this is to be joined rigid coupling, that's why. Here also bolts require, and this is nut, this is solid, here are two parts. And this is input flange and this is output flange. This is input shaft and this is output shaft, right? D is the diameters, I here's this is the races require male type and female type, that's why this is races, and this races diameter is the dr, this dimensions is the dr, this is diameter of the hub dh, and this is pitch circle diameters, capital D. This is capital D. And overall dimensions, length of the hub, this is length of the hub, LH equal to, right? So first we'll see flange type of the couplings. So such type of the couplings we can use for medium speed and high speeds, and this is rigid coupling for where is the perfect alignments is required. So this is input and this is the male types, and this is this much is the slot requires for, because this part is the projected and we can insert these couplings in this races. Try to understand, this is for alignment purpose, means for coaxials above the both shaft. The input shaft diameters and output shaft diameters may be different, but for assuming here minimum diameters above the shaft, so this diameters, input shaft diameters or output shaft input shaft diameters may be small, output shaft diameters may be greater. What is the minimum input diameters and minimum output diameters according to the torques? So that's why design of the shaft. Now first we'll see important dimensions. Dimensions of coupling. So what is D is the diameter of input and output shaft. Diameter of the hub, this is DH equal to, so this is diameter of the hub, this is equal to 2D by using standard empirical relations. Diameter of the hub, diameter of the races, and length of the hub LH, and this is equal to diameter of races and length of hub. This part are called as hub. This part are called as a hub, and this is flange. Try to understand. This is hub. Hub above the couplings, and this length of hub equal to 1.5 times D. This is standard, and capital D is the pitch circle diameters. Capital D, and this is the pitch circle diameter of the this bolt. What is the, or you can say, suppose this is bolt, so this is called pitch circle diameter of the bolt. Try to understand this. Pitch circle diameter of bolt equal to, this is 3D. This is standard empirical relations. Now, this is outer diameter of flange, and this is equal to 4D. 4D, this is for this is protected type of the flange coupling. Unprotected means likewise unprotected. This is protected type of the flange couplings, and this is for unprotected type flange. Unprotected means this is without a rib, or this is the without of the rim. What is the use of these rims? If the during the operations, during the running conditions of the couplings, if the number of if the any bolts broken, so that bolt may be come out during the running conditions, and chances of the accident with the operators which is working in the environment of the couplings. So that's why for avoid that, this is the a rib is provided on the both sides. And this is 4D plus 2T1, and this is for protected type. Flange. Design pushes same only, and this is outer diameters is the different, and T1 is the thickness of a rim. This is portions you can call as a rim. T1 is the thickness of the rim. These are the important dimensions. This is clear. These are the important dimensions. Now, today we will see only design procedures for the bolt. So, what are the chances about the failure of the bolts? So that we will understand because of the limitations of the times. So, what is the chances about the failure of the bolts? So, in this case, chances about the failure of the bolts because of the direct shear stress. Chances about the failure of the bolts, and this is because of the direct shear stress. Suppose here total number of the bolts is 6, and this is pitch circle diameters 1 bolt, 2 bolt, third bolt, fourth bolt, fifth bolt and sixth bolt. So here's force acting, that is shear force acting on the bolts. Suppose this is the P, and here's in this case what is the N is the number of the bolts equal to N equal to, this case is the equal to 6 total number of the bolts, that is, so this is actually N is the our total number of the bolts. I will explain this number of the bolts. If the diameter of the N equal to this is equal to 3, if the diameter of the shaft is less than 40 mm, this is the diameter of the shaft. N equal to 4, D is in between 40 to 100. If the diameter of the shaft is in between, this is design procedures, and N equal to 6 if the D is greater than 100 or 100 to 180 mm. This is given in the design data book. Where D is the diameter of shaft. So in this case, as you know, torque is acting. So because of the some of the student may be confused. Here's the shear of the means chances of the failure of the bolts because of the torsional shear stress. But here's in the bolts, direct shear stress induced. Instead of the torsional shear stress, actually this is torque is acting, but this is direct shear stress. So total or torque equal to P is direct shear force acting on each bolt, and this distance is the capital D by 2. So that's why we can write T equal to P1 force actings multiplied by distance radius D by 2, and here total number of the bolts. So that's why multiplied by N. This is clear. Now P1 equal to direct shear force divided by area. This is P1 equal to force divided by area. By using this, P1 equal to what is relations, you will get 2T divided by D into N. Now P1 equal to puttings 2T divided by D into small n. Now this force which is acting, this is equal to this is equal to P1, right? Now by putting equation first, this is tau equal to shear force divided by area. This is shear force divided by area. That's why we can put shear force equal to P1 divided by area, and P1 is nothing but 2T, or first I will write here this area equal to area of cross sections above the bolt. So that's why pi by 4 into d1 squares. Now putting P1 equal to 2T divided by d1s into pi by 4 d1 squares, and this is equal to 8T divided by pi into dn d1 squares, and this is torque equal to, or d1 equal to this is tau equal to, and d1 equal to 8T divided by pi into dn into tau, and this is under root. So by using these relations, you can calculate the d1 is the diameter of the bolts. So try to understand this. I will repeat this design procedures, and in the next class, because of the limitations of the times, so that's why today I am stop here, and in the next class we will see what is the design procedures for the flange coupling, for that is unprotected type and protected types, and we will solve one problems that is based on the design of the flange couplings, and maybe in the next class we will solve some next problems, means second problems, that is the unprotected type. We will solve 2-3 problems that is based on the design of the flange couplings, and after completions of the flange coupling we can start new couplings, that is the pin bush flexible couplings, means design procedure for pin bush flexible couplings. So that's why today I am stopping here. Thank you.